Hi, it's good to be with you. Two news stories. First one is about the Amhara region. How much of the Amhara region is under government control? It's a very important question for us because the two sides, Amhara regional government and Fano fighters, they make conflicting claims. Government claims that everything is returning to normalcy. Fano fighters say that region is totally destabilized and only in cities there is regional government. Even in cities, regional government is not functional. So what is the overall situation? How much of the region is under the government control? And today we have received a letter which is from the government side. This letter is very clear about how much of the region is under government control. Secondly, viewers, East Amhara Fano remained largely silent within the last few days. East Amhara Fano is led by North Wollo. But yesterday, this Fano faction carried out an ambush on a convoy of Ethiopian military. Details for you in this video. And lastly, Sudan, viewers, where interestingly, price of AK-47 Kalashnikov has declined by 50%. What is the reason? While war is still ongoing in Sudan, weapons are in demand. Why is that weapon prices in black market are declining? Firstly, viewers, a very important question. People ask this question very frequently that how much of the Amhara region is under government control? Keeping the claims of the two sides aside, we should have some evidence to share with the people the situation on the ground. We know that regional government seems to be back in control in 6 cities. Ethiopian military entered the 6 main cities a few days ago. But are government officials returning to their work in these 6 cities? Are government officials being paid salaries or not? So, if government is still paying salaries to all the employees of the Amhara region, it means that regional government officials are working. If government is not in control of regions, obviously it won't pay salaries to the regional government officials because they're not working. They have not been dismissed. It's not that regional government officials have been dismissed. No. But their salaries are going to be suspended where government is not in control. We have received a letter. The letter is from Amhara Regional Finance Department. The letter states which zones of Amhara region will be paid salaries, which zonal government officials will be paid salaries and which won't be paid salaries. Obviously, where salaries are being paid, it means that government officials are working, government is in place, and government structure is intact or it has been restored. And where salaries have been suspended, it means that government officials are not working, government structure is not fully in place. You can see the letter on your screen, which was issued by Amhara Region Finance Department. So, in 3 zones only, salaries are being paid to employees. Firstly, Oromia Special Zone of the Amhara region. And we know that this zone is stable. There is no significant Fano presence in this zone. We only saw, I think, one attack here on a town mayor's house. Otherwise, no protests, no fighting there in the last 2 to 3 months. That is why salaries being paid to the employees there. Secondly, Ago Avi zone. Again, I've been saying that Fano has no significant presence in Ago Avi zone. Agos are not supporting Fano fighters in most cases. In Ago Avi zone, except the Lili, which is in Ago Avi, salaries are being paid to employees. And obviously, government wants Ago Avi zone employees to be on government side. Maybe that could be one of the reasons too. Though we saw some clashes in Ago Avi zone between Fano and security forces. I think in Jipara is in Ago Avi zone. Then Dangala, Miravi, they're not far away from Ago Avi zone. And we have seen some clashes in border areas. Overall, Ago Avi zone is under government control. Here, salaries being paid to. Thirdly, Waghemra zone, under the control of government. In Waghemra, there is Sikota. Lalibela is not in Waghemra, it is in North Wollo. In Waghemra, there is Sikota. In Sikota, there is a big base of Ethiopian military. So, Waghemra zone employees being paid salaries too. Most of other regional zones employees won't be receiving salaries, especially no salaries to employees in West Gojam, East Gojam, South Gondar, North Gondar. Though government forces are back in control in Debre Marcos, in Gondar city, in Bahirdar. But since government is not fully in control, since government employees have not returned to join their work, that is why salaries are not going to be paid. It means that around 60% of Amhara region is not under government control. Or you can say in around 60% area, there is no government writ. Either these areas are no man's land, both sides are fighting for control, or the areas under the control of Fano fighters. Or these are the places where ENDF is trying to restore peace and stability. So that is what is the overall situation, which is now very clear, because this letter is not from Fano fighters, it's a government letter. And Wollo largely calm, though in North Wollo we have seen clashes, in South Wollo too, especially more in North Wollo, where Gishina was taken by Fano fighters, Lalibela too. But overall, employees in Gojam and Gondar are going to suffer because they are not at jobs, by the way. They are not on duty. And some of them could be on duty, but Fano fighters are there in control of town cities. So they are working maybe under Fano control, but they won't be paid any salaries by the government. Secondly, viewers, East Amhara Fano fighters showed their presence yesterday. They carried out an attack on a convoy of Ethiopian military. East Amhara Fano remained largely quiet in the past few days, though this Fano faction is one of the main factions in Amhara region, led by Merevodajo. Merevodajo-led Fano faction carried out an ambush on a convoy of Ethiopian military in North Wollo, reportedly. Between Srinka and Marsa, there is a place called Kircham. In Kircham, a convoy of Ethiopian military was on its way. It was ambushed by Fano fighters. ENDF suffered losses. No statement from the Ethiopian military, but some vehicles were burnt and some soldiers died too in this attack. Ambush is one of the key tools adopted by Fano fighters. Ambush and assassination. These are two main tools adopted by Fano fighters. They start from assassinations, then they carry out ambush, then they try to enter town cities, capture supplies from there, and after that they try to remain in control of town cities. So we saw that they assassinated people in Amhara region, they carried out ambush style attacks, they entered town cities, then they tried to hold on to town cities, they could not. But you will see that these three tools they'll keep on adopting: assassination, ambush, and sudden entry in towns and then retreat. Since they are in control of more than 50% of the Amhara region, it means that obviously they'll try to consolidate their control. But mainly these three tools are main tools of their military strategy. Mirabudha Joe is still leading this Fano faction viewers of East Amhara, though I think 2 days ago a meeting was held in Kobo city where an Ethiopian general threatened people that no one should support Fano fighters. If anyone was found supporting Fano fighters, he or she would be fixed. The general threatened people, but still Fano fighters have presence in Wollo too, though Gojam and Gondar were more supportive of Fano than Wollo. Lastly, viewers, interestingly, while war is ongoing in Sudan, Ethiopian neighboring country, price of AK-47 has declined by 50%. A man who stays in touch contacted me and he shared this news. He said, Sajid, interestingly, weapon prices are coming down in Sudan. What is the reason? Only reason is that there is weapon proliferation. Whenever there is war in a country, there is arms proliferation. That is what has happened. That is what happened in Ethiopia, that when there was war in Tigray, Ethiopian government asked people to arm themselves. Arms were purchased by people. Civilians were allowed to carry arms. That is how weapon proliferation happened in entire Ethiopia, especially in Amhara region. And that is why Fano re-emerged and locals are armed too. Fano got recruits. And now this armed insurgency is becoming a serious threat to Ethiopian government. Same is happening in Sudan, where already a tribal society, tribes are armed too, but because of the war, weapon proliferation is being seen. That is why weapon prices are coming down. It means that it is going to be easy for Fano fighters to acquire weapons from Sudan. To and from Sudan to Ethiopia and from Ethiopia to Sudan, smuggling has been ongoing for years, and this smuggling includes weapon smuggling too. If weapons at low prices are easily available in Sudan, it means that Amhara region-based groups can also buy these weapons from Sudanese side. And the Fano fighters are there close to the area on Ethiopia-Sudan border. They were seen in Kwara a few days ago, which is on Sudan-Ethiopia border. So the war in Sudan is going to have its impact not only on Sudanese people, but also on people living in other countries too. And Sudan, I think it will take years for peace and stability to return to Sudan. You will see several centers of power emerge in Sudan as a result of this war. Can Sudan stay united? Another question. But weapon proliferation can penetrate into neighboring countries too, it seems. Thank you for watching.